Hello!
Hello, croissant!
In this video, you're going to watch us create Welsh cakes, burn Welsh cakes, try a Welsh cake, and crumble Welsh cakes.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys watch it and enjoy our conversations and see this masterpiece come to life. And Wobble can't try one because there's chocolate.
Yeah.
But she's right here with us the whole time.
She is. And you'll hear a little bit more about our journey, where we're at, and what it has to do with waffle too.
Yes. So, come along.
Yeah. So typically, in Welsh cakes, you make them plain. There's not like any fruit in them, or you'll put something like a sultana or like a raisin in there. But we're feeling a little cheeky today, so chocolate's a fruit today. We're gonna put some chocolate chips in them, make them a little bit, more personal. And we have eaten Welsh cakes with chocolate chips. They're less common, but you definitely can get them. It's one of our favorites. So in the Cymraeg language, there's a lot of different names for Welsh cakes. They're a very traditional recipe, and depending on the area that you're in Cymru, they're gonna be called maybe something a little bit different. But one of the most common names is Picau ar Maen, which means like cakes of the stones or picks in the stones, because these are cooked on a griddle or a bake stone back in history, so like a hot stone that you would cook these on. They're similar to like a pancake, a very thick one, or in Welsh, crimpog, but a very thick, and it's a unique texture and flavor, I would say. So super good, but yeah, I would highly recommend trying these out yourself.
Yeah, what kind of we had?
Oh, a lot.
Got chocolate chip,
Yes.
orange.
Yeah, there was orange ones. Orange vanilla or something like that, I think. Cinnamon, I know we've had cinnamon, yeah. I think we've had like cinnamon pecan, right, or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Maple, we've had maple. Mm-hmm. So there's a company we order them on here in the States. They're from Wales, and they make Welsh cakes, and like you can get them delivered to your house. I'll put them in the notes so that you can check them out, but super good. Tons of different flavors too, and they have like seasonal flavors and everything like that. So, but I think chocolate chip is one of our favorites, so we're gonna go for it. So we've got our handy scale here. The recipe, it has like ounces or grams that you can kind of measure it out in. So we are going to use our scale to figure out how to do this.
Okay, so the first thing it says is to do 8 ounces of flour. So while I do this, Matthew's going to do the butter, and it's 4 ounces of butter.
4 ounces of butter, and you have to make sure it's self-rising flour.
Yes.
So before this video started, I didn't even read anything and just got a big thing of flour out. But since these are cooked on the griddle, you're going to make sure they're able to rise without putting yeast in them or putting them in the oven.
Okay, so I just got 8.01. That's
Ooh, oh,
no,
it's ruined. It's absolutely ruined. So I don't think you want your butter like completely melted. And the recipes I've watched, it's like very softened. So I would say probably not like a liquid, but like somewhere in between. And this is kind of weird, but I'll just show you a little bit. So I just popped in the microwave. So just like soft enough where it's malleable, but not like a butter sauce. We're not making popcorn here.
Good.
Yeah, we could.
So like that was perfect. So now we went from 8 to 12 ounces.
Ooh, look at that. Okay. Too good. Too good. So egg 1, egg 2. And you want like once the batter is done, like with your butter, your eggs in there, you want it to be almost like clay a little bit. So you don't want it to be super wet, but it wants to like hold its form pretty well.
Okay, so our dough is all mixed.
Yeah. Word of advice for parents, maybe don't do this around nap time. Probably not a good idea.
Now we're gonna add sugar, and I guess you use powdered sugar.
Yes, or caster sugar, yeah.
I didn't know. And then instead of our chocolate fruit.
Chocolate fruit. That is correct.
So for this recipe, since it's an ounce, it says to do 2 ounces of sugar. Okay, good night, Liam.
A little past somebody's nap time. So I thought I'd update you guys a little bit on where we are at with everything while Shelby is putting Liam down for his nap. So we're doing really good. Like with the fundraising, everything is going great. We have, I think, 4 more speaking events that we're doing in June here, possibly 5. So tonight we are actually going to a rally in Old Hickory for us to be able to talk about everything that's going on in Cymru and our mission, the church planning initiative, all that fun stuff. And then we're going to Memphis, Lewisburg, and then potentially another church at the end of June. So it's going great. We are doing awesome on our one-time gifts, and we have a couple recurring givers, which is doing really well. So I think we're right on track. And I've talked with the team in Wales and like the visa stuff. Everything is going great. So we're still looking at right at the end of July, early August is our hope. And so now it's really getting to the part where Shelby and I are thinking about like, oh, we have to sell all of our stuff and pack up our house, and figure out what we're going to do with all of our things. So that has been an interesting route to go down. And we're trying to think about also like waffle, like what are we going to do with waffle? So for those of you that like know us already, like friends and family, waffle is our golden doodle, and I'll show you waffle here real quick. So this is waffle here, our golden doodle, an integral part of our family, and we want to bring her with us, and we have heard some good news on that. So the apartment we're moving into is totally cool with waffle being there. So now it's getting into the part about like we're figuring out the logistics of actually getting our pup to get to come with us, which is super cool. But it's really exciting to get to this part and think like, whoa, like this is really happening. Just awesome. We actually got a video from everybody in Colwyn Bay and Schley over in Wales telling us how excited they are for us to be there. It was just awesome. It feels crazy to think about. Like people across the world are talking about us. Like this is actually happening. So a good update. And if you want to hear a little bit more about it, definitely check out the newsletter at the bottom of this video. Or if you're on YouTube, you can navigate to our newsletter Substack and see the one that's attached to this one if you're watching later, and see how everything's going. All right, so of course it's chocolate, so there's no measurement. We just got to put as much as we can fit in it. So
Measure with your heart.
So Shelby, while you're doing that, I thought I'd ask you a question.
Okay.
But what are you most excited about like us arriving there?
Probably just getting settled into a new environment and seeing like how they do things. Like I feel like here everything is very fast paced and just constantly busy, and I feel like they prioritize and treasure like slowness. And like when we visited in October, we were at a restaurant for like 3 hours. Like,
yeah.
Each time we go to eat, we were there like I felt like all night. It was the first night we're like, give us our food, but then like by the end of our trip we were like, oh, this is what it's about, just slowing down and enjoying like the people around you, with the dogs walking on the sidewalk. And I'm excited just to be at a new pace of life and just enjoy company.
That's actually a good point. Like, yeah. So when we were there, it was like you would go to a pub and like sit down, which is it's kind of culture shocky when you first go to a pub, because like nobody's like, how many is in your party? You just like find a table. It's very casual, and then like the waiter may not come over for like an hour.
Yeah.
And then you may not get your food for another 45 minutes after that, because it's really like the British culture in England, Wales, Scotland, all those places, even Northern Ireland, is more about dwelling. So it's like you're going out to eat, like it's an experience. You're going to be there for a while. So I feel like we were at places for like 2 to 3 hours on average per meal, which is really cool. So I like that. That's a good thing to look forward to. We have to roll it out now and like press the circles down for the Welsh cakes. So we're going to do it on tinfoil. All right, so we've got our gigantic dough ball on our tinfoil here, and Shelby's rolling it out. All right, so ours is a little on the sticky side. You want it to look a little dusty, I guess you could say. So we're adding a little bit more flour to help it not stick to the rolling pin. All right, so we've got our griddle here up to about 350, 180 Celsius in the United Kingdom. So nice and toasty. All right, so here we go. You can use like any circular object, obviously. Or use a cup. Too good.
Uh-oh.
And this is like one of those things that like every Welsh nan makes, better than everybody else's. So this is a litmus test to see if we can actually move there.
Then do we?
Yep. Then we
plop it
them on the griddle, or the bake stone, if you will.
Right now?
Yep. Go for it. A nice sizzle.
As we were chit-chatting, we may have burned a few, but luckily we have more dough, so we're gonna try again, because that's what you do.
That's what you do. They can get away from you quick. You've got to keep an eye on these.
Yeah, we didn't know. So these will go to the birds. I'm just kidding.
There you go.
You can't actually get birds stuff like this. But we're gonna do round 2. Okay, so now we're doing round 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recut them out, but while I cut them out, now it's my turn to ask Matthew, what are you most excited about in our first month or the arrival?
I think the list is too long for me to go through everything I'm most excited about. This is such a long time coming, but I think one of my favorite things, of course, getting to be with like the team and everything I'm most excited about. Like Pastor David and I have just created like a great friendship over the past like 6-7 months. I'm excited to like get to meet him in person and hang out. But I think one of my favorite things outside of that is like when you move somewhere new, it's like learning that new place finding your favorite, places to eat and stuff like that, exploring, and really just immersing ourselves, I think, in Colwyn Bay. So I'm so excited to get to be a part of the community and watch how that is going to look and everything. And one of those is like the Cymraeg language group. So in TNVIS, they have a group that meets to practice speaking Cymraeg together. So I'm excited to get to practice my Cymraeg in person with other people that actually care about the language and want to speak it. So very, very excited about that.
Ooh, good answer.
And yeah, maybe don't bring me along if you're going to make Welsh cakes. You really got to mind them, and didn't do so good on those last couple. But one of the ways they're done is like they should be springy to the touch. You want to keep them on there long enough to where they're going to cook through to the middle, but not too long where they're going to get dry. So a nice large touch test, and then you just want like lightly golden, I would say, on the top, and a nice like brown color. Probably not like how we made them the ones before. So not sure if you can see, but we're getting like a nice like golden color on them. So that's kind of what you're looking for. Ooh, amazing, right? And I let Shelby take over the flipping because I was abysmal at it. So
yeah, there they go. They're cool.
Yeah, they're looking good. Well, good for a first try, I would say. We're definitely not novices at eating them. I'll say that much. We have eaten a fair few Welsh cake in our day, but first time making them.
Come back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be masters.
Yes.
Blimey, right now they look like somebody threw them into a ceiling fan.
Holy cow.
But I'm sure they'll taste good. Ooh, okay, we'll show you the nice golden color. Typically they'll raise a little bit more than this, but
I accidentally flattened it.
it's all good.
Thank you.
But yeah, so you want this nice kind of golden color. Oh my gosh, we're gonna get fired before we're even there.
No. But we're not going to be bakers.
That is true. That's a good point. Fair point. Thank you. A little warm. Oh my gosh. It's pretty good. So the texture is like indescribable. It's almost like the mix between, I would say, like an American pancake and a cookie. Would you say that's kind of right? Like a chocolate chip cookie? Not like a biscuit, but like a cookie.
Wait.
So yeah, don't make them like this. But it was still fun, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely eat them. But I think for me, like, one of my favorite ways to connect with like my heritage is like through foods, like making recipes, like making English recipes, making Welsh recipes. So I would just encourage you like to give this a shot. If you've got some Welsh heritage in you, or if you've got another heritage in you, like food is a great way to connect with that. And maybe you can't make them, maybe you order it, but it's fun to try. It's fun to like get to make a recipe.
Yeah, live and learn.
You live and you learn. And I think today we've learned.
Add more flour.
Add more flour? Okay. Fair enough.
Well, thank you for watching our Welsh cake making. I think we'll probably try again. It'd be fun. We can try. We can try it's like raisins or something. But make sure to read our newsletter as well. That has like a little bit more details of what we've been doing, the churches we've been going to, and we visited. I think in the newsletter talked about White House,
yes,
Church Nazarene,
and family camp.
Family camp.
Yeah,
so that'd be awesome if you were there. We've been thinking about you guys a lot, and are so appreciative of you guys. And we're so grateful for both those places. We met some super awesome people, and we got just so much love poured into us.
Thank you guys for watching our Welsh cake fiasco. I don't know what you call it.
I think it went great.
Yes, it did. I mean, it did. It was fun. It was a good time, and they taste pretty good. Even though they don't look like they do, but they do. They taste great. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.